Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host, Tom Quee here. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for subscribing, for supporting in any way you can, be it leaving us a review on iTunes, supporting on Patreon, give us a bit of a donation there if you like, commenting, following us on Twitter at Battle Resume, get in touch with me as well, battlerapresume@gmail.com. Ask your questions, I answer them on our Ask Battle Rap Resume episodes. Go back and check those out. There's been 4 of those so far, just sort of having, user submitted queries there. And also if you want to come on the show, you want to recommend someone else to come on the show, you want to do top 10 EK rounds, or you want to do a whole, a deep analysis of Eddie P, we can do that, so get in touch with me there, battleresume@gmail.com. Today we are doing something I've wanted to do for a while actually, and I think something that's kind of embedded in the genetic code of battle rap, particularly modern battle rap, especially YouTube battle rap. That is viral battles. That is battles that get obscene amount of views, and the majority of battles we're going to be touching on today aren't on Don't Flop, aren't on King of the Dot, aren't on URL. They're on random channels. They're given ridiculous race baiting titles, and as a result, they have got an enviable amount of views. And it's not just going to be myself. It's going to be a good friend of the show, Will Ross. Will, how's it going, man?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm very well, man. And I was familiar with you before we met. I mentioned on the past episode it was before Chalked Out, was it? Chalked Out Volume 3 we first met?
Yeah, it's before Chalked Out 3. Yeah, I was waiting for the coach, and I think I kind of clocked the back of your head. And you were taller than I imagined, but I was like, I think that's Tom Quee. I'm not sure.
A lot of people have said that. A lot of people say you're a lot bigger than I imagine. Your voice doesn't sound as big. So I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I'm not really gonna address that. But
it just is what it is.
It is what it is. Like viral battling, it just is what it is. There's no logic behind it. And I recognised you as well. I'm sure a lot of people in the UK scene. You're an ardent forum head. I always see your beaming face from that profile. So Will, it's great to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, it's good to be on, mate.
How did you get into battling? Sorry, just before we get onto these ridiculous view counts, what was your first experience? Where did the love begin?
Myself, so I've always been into a lot of UK hip hop and grime and stuff anyway. So I think it kind of come a bit naturally from there. So kind of growing up, I was best mates with. I don't know how familiar you are with Birmingham grime at all. Do you know Socks?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Brummie. People might have told.
Yeah.
And also, probably clear, I'm not the biggest grime fan. But yeah, no. Socks is pretty. Socks Invasion, right? I know Twitter more than the music. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like my best mate growing up. Right. So we used to be, sat at his auntie's house, and when he was about, I think 11, and he first wanted to start rapping. Me and him used to. This was going back before you could just go on lyrics.com or whatever to look up songs. We had I think he had a So Solid Crew album, and we used to pause it and rewind it so we could write down the lyrics so he could clash at school and stuff like that. And then I mean, similar to everyone, I think you see the odd viral battle that happens, your Mark Grist versus Blizzard. Mm-hmm. And stuff like that. I never really think a lot of it. And then, through the music, I was quite into, watched a lot of Fire in the Booths and things like that. So I actually was aware of Lunacy and Shotty Horror before actually watching any of their battles. So, I was probably the only person watching them that didn't know they were rap battlers or anything like that. But then it was a girl from work actually showed me. We was watching a few. She was putting some music on or whatever, and she said, "Oh, have you seen this albino kid?" Which, you can obviously which battle that was. Yeah.
So, well, it wasn't Bowski, yeah.
No, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't Big T or anyone like that. No, it was obviously Villain versus Jai 90. So I watched that. I thought it was a pretty good battle, and then and then from there, watched saw a few Lunacy battles, then the Shotty Horrors, and then. It just kind of goes out from it ends up being 4 in the morning, and you're deep in the wormhole of you've gone from Lunacy battles to then Luna versus O'Shea, so then you watch an O'Shea versus Pedro, then you watch Pedro and do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that kind of happened, and then it was the Harry Baker versus Quill battle was the first time I became aware of the forum side of things. I think he has a bar about being in sync with a viewpoint, and it comes up Don't Flop discussion viewpoint page.
Right.
And then now it takes up a lot more time than I'd care to admit.
Yeah. No, definitely. Clearly me too as well. And, it's funny you talk about the YouTube stuff as well. In a way, recommended videos on YouTube the best use of it is through battle rap. I can't think of anything, maybe you're into wrestling or music or something, but there's something about watching someone and seeing, you know, all the people they've ever battled in the sidebar. It's so addictive, isn't it, when you're clicking and clicking and you can't get enough. It seems endless.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think the other thing which, you know, definitely needs to come back in some way, shape or form was, do you remember the Don't Flop used to do the monthly punchlines of the month videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you get, you know, once you watched a few battles, you go on them and then you hear one funny or one amazing punchline of some guy you've never heard of, and then it kind of spider webs out of people that you want to watch, and you lose a lot of sleep.
Yeah. So, you know, today, I should say, structure-wise, in terms of the show, we are going to go through, me and Will, we've sort of made a list of, you know, famous viral battles. I asked on the Twitter as well what people thought about, what are some other examples. There's going to be a lot we're going to miss out. So I want people to comment below, let us know what are your favourite quote-unquote viral battles. And I suppose, what do we mean by viral battles? I just mean hugely viewed battles, you know, battles that kind of go outside their remit. And we'll kick off with the first one. Now, this battle has 22.2 million views, which, you know, that's up there in Russian battle terms and flip-top battle terms. Like, that transcends any Western battle rap. That, you know, I think stuff like URL and Don't Flop and King of the Dark, it's all about 10 million they sort of seem to peak. They definitely haven't got to 20 million. And the title says it all with this one, Will. White kid kills it in high school rap battle.
This ain't grind time. This ain't URL. This ain't King of the Dot. This is PBI, bitch, and I'm the king of this spot. I'll diminish any skills this kid thinks that he's got. And prove once and for all that I am sicker than cop.
This is Ashtin Larold, who I'm not familiar with, but shout out to Ashtin. He kind of holds his own here.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Of all the ones we watched, he was probably one of the best individual performances. He looks a little bit like an angry little Sharon or something like that. But yeah, for some reason the other guy's blurred out, so I don't know what he looks like. But
I don't know why. He must have asked to be blurred out, but he has just sort of like, you know, sex offender pixels on his mush, and it's not too endearing. And like a lot of these videos, we're in school, and that's a natural setting for a rap battle, and it makes sense why it would go viral, I suppose. You know, everyone has had these sort of things, and everyone searches for these sort of things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. Did you have any? Was there any rap battles going on at your school at all?
I wasn't into. I unfortunately wasn't into battle rap when I was at secondary school or sixth form. I didn't even know what the fuck it was, and I sort of wish I did. And I'm like, when I'm at events and talking to people who are like 16, 17, it's like, you know what I mean? That would have been so good to have been into it then. And it's almost like I was at that age where if I was into it in sixth form, Don't Flop would have been around, like 09, 10, and it would have been very cool to have been there and gone to events or whatever. But no. And were there any rap battles at your school, Will?
They happened. It's definitely something I wasn't a part of or involved in, but once or twice it happened. For some reason, teachers really, really hate them, and they seem to break up pretty quickly. But I think that happens in one of the videos we're going to come on to.
Yes.
I don't think it's. Do the police interrupt this one? Actually,
the police do interrupt this one, and there's another one where a teacher gets involved. Yeah, so this is, as I say, we have the guy with the blurred face, and we have Ashtin, who, you know, is very honest, really, here. You know, he talks about how he's had sort of suicidal tendencies and this sort of stuff, and, you know, there's not some bad lines, you know, you don't puff smoke, or you stay at home reading Tumblr quotes, and, you know, Queen Latifah's got an extra tubby Teletubby, and, you know, we're not really looking at the bars here, people. I'm sure a lot of people may have seen this battle. I'll put the links all down below, but I suppose it makes sense, doesn't it? But still, 22 million views. Even if that is a lot, isn't it? That's a lot. Even on the modern era, that's a lot of views for anything.
Yeah, I mean, double Oxxxy versus Diz and Shotty versus Arsenal. Them two put together is like nothing compared to this kid.
No, they've got nothing on Ashtin Larold.
He does actually have some good bars, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
Like you said, he does the whole kind of 8 Mile pre-buttle round towards the end of his, where he talks about his dad and mental health, and he's got acne. And then the other kid's using, it's like I don't know if it's a phone or a tablet.
It's some sort of tablet,
some sort of in-betweeny little tablet or big phone, isn't it?
Yeah, and he sort of chokes while using it, which is unbelievable.
And then there's the big kid next to him, kind of kicks off, has a little pep talk with him. And even the other guy goes, "How can you choke like you're literally reading it?"
it's fun. I mean, you know, obviously Battle Resume, we like to go deep on the writing, on the bars, appreciating it. This isn't going to be that sort of episode. These aren't those sort of battles, you know. These are just sort of rambunctious releases, really. And yeah, he has the iPad and it's not very good. He has a second round, his opponent, where he goes in a bit deeper and he has a bit more of an element to him. You know, and Ashtin has some sort of weird buzz, make you fall like a 9/11 newscaster, which it doesn't quite make sense, even though I sort of know what he's getting at.
Yeah, not quite.
No.
Yeah, people did fall at 9/11, but it wasn't the newscasters.
No.
They were like firmly on the ground.
They were pretty
like,
solidly in front. Yeah, and like I like how, I don't know what the bar is, Mike Johnson gets mentioned, and everyone's like, oh, and I'm like, oh shit, there's a reference. Don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, he had quite a few, which I think were clearly referencing people from school, which is pretty cool. You know, it shows that he's come up with his own stuff. Yeah, he said it's something about getting kicked out of school like Kyle Green, which is either a reference I'm missing or it is a kid that literally got kicked out of their school. I'm not sure.
Yeah. He if this guy's a rapper, so is Mr. McGrath. He says, which,
yeah,
you could just imagine Mr. McGrath, the sort of, you know, anti-hip hop, and you know, he gets some reaction and the energy's there.
Yeah, he's definitely some fat old white math teacher, isn't he, Mr. McGrath or something like that.
Hell yeah. And what you get in a lot of these battles, which, I mean, you don't even get at events to a certain extent. Every single person in the audience is invested and is really riding it. Yeah,
the proper old school, you know, there's massive pit around them and everything gets overhyped, obviously. Every single punchline gets massive reaction, which, you know, it's definitely, you know, imagine it's cool to be at one of those. But yeah, it properly kicks off, and then, like you said, the kid actually says a bar something about because I think the other kid is called, his nickname or his rap name's Cop or something like that, and he says something about you know, when the cops show up, and then it blurs and it suddenly does say, oh yeah, the cops showed up. It says cops show up, this is blurred due to privacy, and then it unblurs about 2 minutes later, so I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in those 60 seconds that had to be blurred, but no. Everything else, seeing everyone's faces, was all right. But
it's funny. It's funny that the cops do show up, and I remember I can't remember the battle now, but when I tried out against Turner at the Rapid It Park, the police actually turned up there as well, and I remember instantly.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I remember instantly Kruger's brother ran up to them to like sort of calm them down and to just make sure the battle could keep going, sort of thing, which I thought was really cool. And I think Shuffler was involved as well. I remember I was quite fucked at the time, and it was like surreal for me being all around these people. So that is Ashtin Larold. That is 22.2 million. The next battle has someone a lot of our listeners might recognise. The title is High School Rap Battle, Illipsis versus Max.
I don't need this goofy slapstick or useless antics. I just proved that when I pander to the stupid masses, I can sculpt a verse that causes you to panic. I'm on a level above him like I stepped into the attic. I'm too elastic to lose to his entombed synapses and loose-leaf static. So I put you in a box, there'll be a Spruce Street casket. You'll shoot me, dude, please, I'm Bruce Lee status. Throw you to a through street, make you see traffic.
What? This is from Lord Byng Secondary School in Canada. And, you know, this has got 3.2 million views. This has been uploaded on multiple channels as well, so it's got a lot more. Like, this one seems to have maybe caught flame in Canada. And I don't know how familiar you are with the guy Illipsis, Will. You know, he's quite a big King of the Dot name. But it's very, I mean, Battle Quill, for example, on World Dom, you know, amongst other stuff. I know that he wants to come overseas soon, and there's loads of people who like to see him battle. He's an excellent writer. It's very cool. One of the mainstay battlers of the modern era had a viral battle when he was a kid.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. He's kind of the success story out of the, like, high school battles, I suppose, really.
Yes.
Yeah, I have seen his Quill battle and one or two others, but I'm not overly familiar, I'm going to be honest, bar like the Quill battle. But yeah, he's, for how old is he in this? Like 14,
pretty
15?
Young. Yeah, pretty young.
He's pretty young, and like his grasp of multis, you can tell he had very, like, early on. So some of his bars were actually like really good in this one, to be fair. Yeah, this isn't one that just went viral because it's a white kid versus a black kid or whatever. Like, he was actually pretty good.
No, you're right.
The other kids isn't.
No. He doesn't have a bad attitude, the other kid, but he doesn't have some terrible writing, but it's lots of sort of motion, train to Everest, lots of, you know, higher than ski jumpers. He does say to Ellipsis in the first that his father's the hunchback from 300, which that's going to pop in a place like this.
Yeah, definitely. Any sort of pop culture references and parent jokes are pretty go-to.
Potent
He's got the formula down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he says something about trying to shave with a live grenade, which rhymes, but again, it's one of them. You know, is he using the pin out the grenades? That kind of makes sense, or is he just rubbing like a round grenade on his face? I'm not sure. But yeah, what does Illipsis say? Oh yeah, he ends his rounds up, put Max in a box like the Apple Factory, which, you know, is pretty clean, solid punchlines.
Yeah, let's go. Like, again, not put in a box bars are done sort of thing, but, you know, they're probably 14, 15, and you could probably say that at, like, next in line 2, and people would enjoy it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I watched it today. I thought that was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good as well. You know, actually, after I wrote that bar down and I put the words "Let's go" in capital letters next to it, so, you know, it got me going. And I like how the camera turns, because I should say this is in like a quad area in some very quaint Canadian high school. The camera first goes up, and you see that people are watching from the above windows, which is really nice. It gives it, like, you know, sort of a balcony, clerestory sort of atmosphere. And then, as we mentioned before, there's a moment when a teacher interrupts and asks if there's any profanity.
Yeah, shouts down the bed, better not be any profanity. And then all you hear is the host go, "Sorry, Mr. Rosalie, hold it down." It's a bizarre moment, but he lets them carry on as long as there's no swearing, which it is quite minimal, which fair enough. You can't really argue with. They did what they were supposed to do. It's probably a credit to the school, I imagine.
yeah, definitely. I mean, Illipsis does say in the first all his favourite foods are phallic, but that's about the extent of it. There's no, like, fucking your bitch. I mean, Illipsis says that he's the setting sun in human form, and he mentions, like, tuniforms as well, and how his street cred's non-existent, like heifer lumps and unicorns, and I like it. I need to watch more Illipsis, to be honest with you. I've been watching more of him as we've gone on. He's been battling some huge names. I mean, his last battle was against Saurus. He also battled Real Deal last year, and he's obviously battled Quill and, say, Sketch Menace, and all power to him. You know, he's on the ascendancy.
Yeah, he's building a pretty good CV by the looks of it, or resume. For battle rap
resume, as they say. And, you know, the other guy, it's weird, isn't it? Because it's like the other guy pretty much chokes his second, really, or just stops. He doesn't really do much, and then it goes back to Illipsis, and I mean, clearly Illipsis wins, right? It's a good showing.
Yeah, definitely. I think I had to write down this whole thing of how he ended the rounds. Like, it's pretty solid level of multis. He goes, "You better worry. The worry players surely greater, certain danger, Terminator, Ursa Major, my paper, Circuit Breaker, certain health, this impersonator, Seventh Circle Weapons Burble, this time it's Curtains player." And, I just listed the bits that rhymes. Obviously, there was some context. He didn't just shout out Terminator, Ursa Major. No. Yeah, it was pretty good stuff, to be fair. Hopefully he carries on,
He's killing it. I mean, he's killing it right now. Like, I'm on his verse tracker, and it looks like his first, 10 battles or so were pretty much all exclusively on Ground Zero. And I remember I first came across him in the early days of Battle at Resume when I did a video that's still on the channel. It's like when I was trying to be viral myself, and it was like the best Game of Thrones bars in battle rap. And I put some thread on Reddit, and someone says, like, Illipsis, you need to check out Illipsis. You mention them all the time. So that was the first time I saw him. I think it was against David Kinch. The thumbnail rings a bell. It's only got 2,000 views from midway through 2015. But yeah, now you look at him, pretty much since he battled Sketch Menace, he's just been on a tear. So shout out to Illipsis. You need to get him on the show soon, and shout out to Lord Bing Secondary as well. That was it must be good. It must be fun, because I wish I had a video of me and all my friends at 15 just enjoying something, because you can see everyone in the crowd, and it's just quite sweet.
I get what you mean. Yeah, I don't think I ever had a camera phone at school.
No,
I'll be honest with you. No. How old are you, Tom?
I'm 26.
You're 26. Okay, so I've just turned 27. So yeah, you'd be about the same age as me. I think may have had a really camera phones kind of came out when I was in year 9, and then with that came happy slapping. Do you remember
Happy slapping was huge. Yep.
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah, there was no videos of rap battles. There was a lot of happy slaps going on at school though. But yeah, we didn't have much else to film other than assault back then.
No, you're right. You're right. I remember a few friends having iPhones at the end of sixth form. But yeah, no, it wasn't widespread. I think our generation was just off that. I think, you know, maybe the one prior to us and the one after us would have been a bit more engaged. And now I just want to talk quickly about a battle that everyone's seen that was a viral smash. Blizzard versus Mark Grist, Will.
I heard teacher versus student battle, and I wasn't going to class. I get to battle that nerdy bastard who failed at controlling the class. You knobhead. I hope you drop dead. If I punch you in the face, who are you going to call? Ofsted?
What was your appreciation of this battle? Because personally for me, the viral effect was that I heard about it from someone that I lived with. It was my introduction into battle rap. Sean, shout out Sean Holden, a guy that I used to live with back in university. I distinctly remember it was the summertime in 2012, him coming into the lounge, us watching YouTube, and him knowing I was sort of liked poetry and rap. And he was like, have you seen this thing? Like, this teacher battles his student. It's mad. And I was like, what? You know, and he put it on, and then the rest is podcasting history. Like, what is your history with Mark Grist versus Blizzard?
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw it. I don't know if it was new, but yeah, it was probably around 2012, 2013 as well. But for me, that was about a year or two before I really got into battle rap. So I just kind of watched it and kind of thought nothing of it since then. And then obviously when I did start to get back into it, suddenly it popped up. And, you know, when you go on Don't Flop and it shows the most viewed, you're like, oh shit, I remember that. Yeah. Again though, yeah, it's fucking really good battle to be fair.
Brilliant battle.
You know, pretty strong from both sides. You can see why it went viral without them having to, like you say, have the baity title of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the whole idea that it is, because it isn't. I might be wrong, correct me, but Mark Grist isn't Blizzard's actual teacher, is it?
Well, Mark Grist taught in Peterborough, and Blizzard's from Manchester, so it would have been a long commute for that dedicated educator.
Yeah, it makes sense. But so I don't know where that whole, but everyone knew the story of, oh my god, this is a teacher battling its student, but it was never titled that, and it's not true. So I don't know why the whole world seemed to just presume that, but it definitely helped it go viral. And like you said, that was kind of the real peak sort of Don't Flop kind of era, really, when battles were getting hundreds of thousands of views. You know, I think is that about 5 million, is it?
It's at 5.3 million at the moment. It was uploaded just at the end of 2011, and that, along with Luna, sort of kick-started really the sort of real golden era, 2012 onwards. And it's funny because me and Sean just recently did a To the Test 10 event recap. We went through all the battles, and also did the same with Zane as well. So that battle came out the end of 2011. I think To the Test 10 was maybe February, March time, 2012. And obviously Grist's next battle was Zane, which I always mentioned that I love, because so many sort of English students, spoken word Nancy's would have got into Grist and been like, can't wait for his next battle. And then they see the, you know, the deplorable shit that Zane talks about. I can only imagine it would have unsubscribed in seconds. But at the start of the video, actually says that he just got word, the start of the Zane video, that the battle's at 700,000 views, which, so already it's the most watched thing in Don't Flop history, I would imagine, at that time, surely. You know, this is before they got the big internationals over, before 4th birthday, etc. So, you know, it caught a light very quickly. And you are right, you don't feel robbed, like maybe a few of these videos we've spoken about, where the title's a bit better than the actual content. You know, I think there's one especially we're going to get to towards the end. But yeah, Grist Blizzard, probably Blizzard's best performance, definitely Mark Grist's best ever battle rap performance.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, he said in interviews before, I think he said after the definition battle in the interview, that it's like bottling lightning. You know, it's like someone sees you do one gig and it's your best gig ever and they assume that's you, sort of thing. And Grist has, you know, had some good battles afterwards. The Zane battle was decent. The definition battle was a little, the Soul battle was a bit weird. He clearly tired. He was doing a fringe run of his own, so no blame there. Orcs battle was fun. You know, a lot of people sleep on the Nameless battle, which had a lot of the sort of King of the Dot beef wrapped into it and stuff like that. I mean, Mark Grist versus Blizzard, in a lot of people's eyes, it is Don't Flop. You know, it's just so representative of the league.
Definitely. I think part of the reason Grist did have that little fade out is, like you said, a lot of people, when you hear battle rap, you presume it is going to be more, you know, your kids like Blizzard, and so you don't imagine, guys like Mark Grist doing it. So then when you see that, then when you actually get into battle rap, you see the others, the Shuffle T's, most probs, Harry Bakers, some of which are, you know, arguably better. So it kind of loses that. Oh, it's not just, oh my god, this teacher's turned up to an event on his own sort of thing. But yeah, it's definitely a good battle. It's probably one of the more deserving ones to be on this list of highly viewed battles anyway.
Hell yeah. And there was another battle that I was looking for that I'd seen on Facebook video and Twitter, and I couldn't find it, and it's in a school playground, in a British school playground, and it's a female teacher battling a student. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I've not seen that.
No, it's like, if someone could put a link below so we can just sort of popularise that a bit. I think it's got a few million views itself. And she's really good, actually. I think she's like another English teacher. Maybe it's not. And there are loads, and I mean loads, of teacher versus student battles out there. Like ones that have gone, quote-unquote, viral from classrooms and, you know, handheld phones and stuff. And actually, Rob Wilson battled his teacher. That was his.
Really?
Yeah, that was his kind of tryout to a certain extent. I mean, check out the battle rap resumes of past. We covered that in there. But yeah, I remember that was quite funny. But I remember she read off a sheet, but she was quite good actually. And he did a few personals on her and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you can still find that on the Verse Tracker. So sorry, Rob, but I've just reminded everyone of that, and that is quite an interesting battle. But yeah, just before we get off the major leagues again, in terms of viral stuff, well, we've got to touch on Oxxxy versus Diz.
Did I pronounce that right? Or is my accent too thick? I got a license to kill this Arab American pig. You fucking arrogant prick think you're better than this? But you never got big. That is why you battling, bitch. You've been rapping all your lifetime and got no shows, Diz. And if that is not a punchline, I don't know what is.
Which in 5 months has 10 million views.
Crazy. Yeah, it's just the value that I suppose Russian battle rap just has over you know, English speaking battle rap. I suppose I wasn't overly aware of Oxxxy before this battle, and because obviously I don't speak Russian, so you know, I watch some battles. You know, you mentioned Game of Thrones. I've never seen Game of Thrones, so those bars go over my head. But a round of, you know, a whole battle in Russian, yeah, I'm not catching much of that, to be honest. But yeah, it's an awesome battle. The whole video I watched it again today. The whole video from start to finish, you know, the production values at the start. It's, you know, the build up. Is it actually Disaster that's in the mask with the lance type thing, or is it? I don't know who it is, but it's fucking really cool. Yeah. And yeah, it's a solid battle from both parts. I think Oxxxy took it. I think it was a lot better. To be honest, I'm not the biggest Disaster fan in the world, but yeah, the fact that Oxxxy has punchlines in English, German, Arabic, and Russian, and they all rhyme, like, it's ridiculous. I don't know, I don't speak any other language than English, but how his mind works to just be able to do that. You know, it's impressive, to be fair to him. It's a fucking really good battle.
Oh my god, yeah, it is a good battle, and I agree. Yeah, Oxxxy did win. I think Diz should have beat him. But Diz, unfortunately, doesn't really, like, I don't know if he rises to these huge occasions. Like, you know, I'm thinking specifically about the Cassidy battle. I mean, he beat Cannabis, and he was good in the Cannabis battle, actually. But, you know, there are certain times when he's just not that compelling. Like when he battled Tay-Rock recently on Traffic was a bit of a disappointment as well. But, yeah, we've got to talk about that Oxxxy battle, of course. It is one of those kind of standout battles. And Battle Rap Resume got its own sort of shine glow from that. Because I remember Oxxxy retweeted our little recap that we did. And it's one of the most watched things on the channel, just because we're talking about Oxxxy and because he sort of put it in there. Yeah, shout out to Mark who came on to that. That was a really fun episode as well. But let's get back to these viral battles. Next one, Will, I hadn't really seen. Someone suggested it to me. It's got 5.6 million views. It's a huge battle. This is on Iron Mike. It's Eli Porter versus Envy.
Little Weezy, get busy off the flow so you can say I'm off the hazy. Anybody want it, they can get it. Never rap with a stutter. I'm so nice that I could have been Marvelous, brother.
Yeah.
What is this about? What is this one?
Well, you know, Kruger and Avocado eat your hearts out with the editing on it. Some of the like heart swipes and things like that. It was ridiculous. And then the first guy, Envy's flow's okay on it. Like, he's on beat, but for some reason his arm isn't. Like, he's waving his arm completely offbeat and actually, you know, rapping kind of on it. But then the other guy, Eli Porter, I don't know. Yeah, he's got like sheer terror in his eyes. Like he looks, yeah, I don't know what's going through his head, but like the beat stops really suddenly, and then it does this dual screen thing of him where it's like 2 close-ups on his like eyes wide face, like he's just choked. I don't know. You'll know what that feels like better than me, I imagine, Tom.
Very well. I wish there was a heart-shaped wipe that could have just came on right then, but unfortunately not.
Yeah, just swiped you out of the venue, just saved you there. Yeah, he has some punchline. I've been trying to work it out what sort of meaning it was. He goes, "You're like Rosie O'Donnell at a bisexual." I've written Bible/bridal shower because I'm not sure which. It sounded like Bible shower, but that's not a thing. So I think he meant bridal shower, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what and then when he goes to the judges, and then it comes up with their names at the bottom. They're just Jonathan, Jeremy, and Steve. I don't know why that just tickled me. That it's just 3 random like blokes just kind of sat there, and they're all really nice. To say. But yeah, the whole video, it looks a bit like a spelling bee or something.
It does.
In America, you know, they're on the stage. It's all quiet. The host isn't the most charismatic guy, and it's
it looks like it was shot in the early 90s, even though it's from 2006. It has a very crumbly quality.
It's from 2006.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I presumed it was from the 90s. It's got a very kind of Saved by the Bell-esque almost sort of look to it. It's just okay, cool. I didn't know it was that modern.
I think it's sort of gone over our heads a little bit, because I know, like, I was doing a little bit of research on it, and I think it's one of these so bad it's good internet classic sort of things, but I don't really know the context. You know, this is just something someone on the Twitter showed. It's got 5.6 million views, so it qualifies for us to talk about it. It is terrible. I mean, you know, Envy's not bad on B to a certain extent. His flow's there, but like you say, he
doesn't say a lot. But
no, there's a lot of non sequiturs and a lot of nonsense. And then Eli just struggles and seems very uncomfortable. And you know, it's awkward. But I think it's kind of cringe for the sake of being cringe. You know what I mean? You're supposed to not enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if they were how serious they were about it, or if they knew it was going to be. I don't know, but I think even now, when you know, if I do want to watch some battles, you do go through 2 stages. You go through watching, you know, awesome battles of, you know, proper top tier caliber battles, and then after that, it's the other side, the train wreck battles. They are the most, you know, the most fascinating to watch. Kind of the middle tier downwards just kind of gets, you know, I'd much rather watch Fozzy versus Jack than I would watch, you know, just 2 average guys with their average bars. You know, no, they're better than me, but you know, it's definitely a lot more entertaining watching a car crash than watching just a real average battle. But yeah, this was up there. It's pretty bad from both, to be fair. I think we're giving Envy a bit too much credit just because he is better than Eli, but it's not good. Everything about the video, from the stage, what they're wearing, what they look like, the screen wipes, the beat, and then the beat stopping. It's worth watching, and it's only about 4 or 5 minutes as well. I think that's a bigger. You know, that definitely helps when you're watching. When you want to watch some train wreck battles, you don't want to be watching. You know,
you don't want 40 minutes,
20 minutes just to find the worst bit.
yeah, definitely. There's actually been a documentary about it that I haven't watched. It's in the suggested videos, which I need to check out. And I think I saw some comment on some forum that said it explains a lot of what went down. So, you know, again, people listening, comment below. What do you think of these battles we've gone through? What are your memories? And again, let us know viral battles that maybe we've missed. The next thing I want to talk about isn't a battle per se, but is probably the thing that most likely that you've seen. This is Queen's Flip. I'm sure a lot of people know. Big battle rap personality, battle rap fan. He's often at the front of all the URL things. He has his own channel, Flip the Script. Please invite me on it, Queen's Flip. I'd love to come on it. You know, and he's this kind of boisterous, outlandish guy. He has this series where he battles people with his shirt off and stuff like that. But yeah, this is his serial flipping thing. So this came out in January 2016, and it's basically him and his car, and there's like a dash cam, and you know, it's MOP, Busta Rhymes, Remy, and the Anti-Up remix. Everyone knows this song, and it's just him flipping out as the beat drops, flipping his kid's cereal, grabbing his kid by the neck, rocking him around. Were you familiar with this one?
Not overly. I'm not a massive URL guy. I'd seen the video you're talking about, but I didn't put the connection that he was anything to do with battle rap, or who he was. He had his own channel. So I'm going to hold my hands up that I was definitely sleeping on Queen Split, but it's a funny video. It
is funny. Yeah, 28 million views it got on Facebook.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He's got a whole series of him just reacting to...
He does. He sort of cashed in a bit,
different songs like that as well, yeah. Yeah, he's a funny guy. I'm going to have to look out for him a bit more.
Yeah. He's, as I say, he's in the front of a lot of URL videos. He often gets a lot of flack, actually, because he does react quite loudly and obnoxiously, you know, especially in a lot of the Born Legacy stuff. But, you know, we have Bracy. They have Queen's Flip. You know, you need these
sort of things. I was about to say, he's a URL Bracy.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's like, you know, these things happen. The same way that battles always happen in schoolyards, you'll always have the sort of loud guy. You need him, you'll miss him. You have Bangs in iBattle and, you know, or Say It Again. You have, you know, Uno and, you know, what else? And, you know, we have these sort of people there. So, yeah, just wanted to touch on that quickly because I thought that was worth mentioning as a sort of viral thing that I think a lot of people who maybe don't even know battle rap, it's not really battle rap related, you know, he's not battling or anything like that, but Queen's Flip is quite a big figure in the scene, so it's cool to see that. Next one I want to talk about, this one's got 810,000 views, but I'm convinced that it has tenfold that. I remember this before I was even aware of battle rap. This is called Nerd Rap Battle.
Yo, you're gay. You suck fakes. Oh, all night that your face all welds up and it fades away. Yo.
It's basically extreme close-ups of two real gawky guys over at 2 or 3 minutes, spitting some of the worst bars you've ever heard. Will, was this something you were familiar with before battling?
Yeah, I definitely had seen it years ago, and then, you know, since I've definitely watched it probably about 10 times throughout my life quite easily.
Yeah.
It's just everything about it is just so, like you say, the whole so bad it's good thing, from the fact that it's got the Young Jeezy beat going throughout the whole video as well, just adds to the I don't know. And then the intro is, you know, it shows the two kids. The one kid's failing to open his locker, that's his intro, and then the other kid's intro is him choking. And then they actually introduce the battle. Yeah, the one kid ends every bar with I don't know what to say, which is probably how my tryout would go, if I'm honest. But and then somehow the raindrop kids, like you said, the camera is literally. I watched it today, and I was watching some of these battles on my TV, and you know, my TV is about 55-inch, I think, and like you say, literally 90% of the screen is like up this kid's nose with his massive teeth on camera. Of just him saying, I don't even know if it rhymes. He says, "You're a fag and you suck. I don't know.
Yeah, you suck fakes all night.
You're gay and you suck fags or something like that. I don't know." And he goes, and your face fades away, and there's an awkward silence, and the cameraman just goes, "What?" But it like cuts out just at the end of the what. It's so brilliant.
I think it's purposeful, because it's so artistic in a certain way. Like, it does have a real comedic element to it, and it's so watchable. It's of E-Bomb's world as well, which sort of just puts it into that world. And yeah, it's Mike Glambin versus Raindrop, but it's just known as Nerd Rap Battle. Again, guys, you probably watched this. We'll put the links below. And Raindrop wins with his beautiful flows at the end.
Yeah, I've written that exactly. It comes up in Times New Roman in red down the side of the screen. Raindrop wins. I think what you said, I think it is deliberately bad. I don't know if the kids are aware of that it is supposed to be cringily bad, because the camera guys seem a bit older than them. So I don't know if it's I don't know if it was meant to be good, or like you said, I don't know if it was if it was intentionally bad, but whether the actual rappers are aware of that, I'm really not sure. But yeah, it's incredible. 3 minutes of, I don't even want to say battle rap, but just of YouTube, just watch.
I think it's a cult classic. I think people who sort of pride themselves on knowing like famous YouTube vids and, you know, moments and stuff will be familiar with this. Shout out to Raindrop. Shout out to Mike Lambert. Have to get Raindrop on the show for a battle resume or something. That would be good. Now, the next vid, this lives in perpetuity, really, not only by being a very famous battle in of itself. Everyone knows about Super Hot Fire. This is him versus B-Bone.
Sweet dollar tea from McDonald's. Yep. I drink that. Me too. Super Hot Fire. I spit that. 2.5 Men. I watched that.
But that gif of the reaction of him and the guy running in front of the camera with his hands on his face is now famous in multiple different regions for multiple different uses. You know, this is a hugely successful parody, isn't it, Will?
Yeah. It's, like you said, just the crowd reactions are like second to none. There's some of you definitely see those GIFs around the forum. Is it GIFs or GIFs?
I think it's GIFs, yeah. I think it's GIFs.
Yeah, I say GIFs, but I think I'm wrong. But yeah, you definitely see those GIFs more often than anything. Just the reactions are absolutely brilliant. And like you said, I hadn't seen the full video. I'd only seen the reactions of it. But yeah, I like that his slogan is "I'm not a rapper, but he's the champion," with a record of like, I think it says 3 million wins or something. So
to nil,
you're pretty regular to this. You must be some sort of rapper. And then doesn't he has 2 rounds and the opponent only gets 1 or something as well.
That's right, yeah. And like he's like, I broke up with my ex-girl, here's a number. Psych, that's the wrong number.
Sorry, that's not the number. That was actually pretty good. It was the best bit in the whole battle. And he ends it with a big T, kind of boom boom, boom boom.
Yeah. People go crazy for that.
Which again gets massive reaction for no logical reason, but yeah, it's a good video.
It is a good video. It's a really funny video, actually. It's quite infectious. And he's like, 2.5 Men. I'll watch that. And it's, you know, people just start flailing around wildly. And B-Bone gets his boy involved. I mean, I went on Super Hot's channel and there's tons of videos. So he sort of, you know, mined this for all it's worth, and why not? But yeah, this is another one. We couldn't do viral battles without touching on Super Hot. And I don't know about you, I had fun watching this. It's quite funny.
Yeah, it is good. And then I think even the guy that's only got, there's a crowd of like 20 behind Super Hot Fire, and then I think his name's actually T-Bone, he says in the start of the battle, and then the guy calls him B-Bone. Right. He tries to correct it, and then it is even labelled B-Bone in the video just to add to everything. But yeah, and then I think when he's actually not that bad.
No.
B or T-Bone, he's okay, but no one's paying attention. Everyone's on their phones. Even his hype man's joined the other team. There's some good videos. I'm definitely going to look out for more of them.
He's there's a lot. There's a hell of a lot, and maybe this is the most famous one. It probably is, actually. But yeah, it's they play it well. They play it for all it's worth, and we'll close up with a battle that's, you know, named for viral fame. This is on A-Hat, which a lot of people may be familiar with as Danny Meyer's sort of starter league, his home league. Had a lot of great battles on this league. I think he battled John on this league early on. But yeah, this is 15-year-old rapper versus nerd is the title. 4.3 million views.
He was yelling like Disaster and Solomon. Guess that's the style that fits him. But shh, everybody bow your heads. Moment of silence for this victim. See, at first everybody thought this the dude from Superbad. Not because you a fat Jew, but there's pig blood on your pants.
The 4th anniversary, Texas in the building, Cali in the building. It's actually Little Sexy versus Crazy K. Will, what are your thoughts on this battle?
There's some half decent moments actually from both, to be fair, but yeah, it's got the vibe of it is the American equivalent to the Grist versus Blizzard battle, I imagine. But I even noticed the actual bio of the video is, because I think the video came out in 2012 or something like that. So the bio says 15-year-old rapper nerd rapper versus nerd. Then the bio's the most 2012 clickbaity thing ever. It says Diggy Simmons, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, 13-year-old rapper, epic rap battles of history, Cali Swag District, Cat Daddy, Teach Me How to Dougie, Skinny Jeans, Disaster Cannabis, Iron Solomon, No Can Do. So they're definitely going out there to pop up in the searches. So you can see why it's kind of got some views. Lil Sexy has some good bars. He goes, he thinks he can touch this kid. I'm going to catch a body and a predator. That was all right.
Yeah.
What does he say as well? Sexy's my real name. Ask your girl. I'm crossing people off my list like my name is Earl. And then
my name is Earl bar was good. Yeah. The Crazy K goes a bit sort of on the race stuff, a bit more obvious. Bone structure of Jaden Smith. Difference between me and you. I grew up with a father figure.
Yeah. He's going right for the jugular. There's no punches held back or anything. He says, when I'm at home writing class 6, you're at home wondering who your dad is. And then he goes to the whole young angle as well, which I think is quite cliche bit to do now, really, isn't it? But maybe back then it wasn't. He goes, you're too young to know who Tupac is. Yeah. As well. Again, it's not a terrible battle, but it's just gone for the whole clickbaity title, clickbaity bio. This is a nerdy guy versus a little black kid. It's exciting.
yeah, exactly. Bucking your eyes like Ohio State, killing my class, no Columbine shooting, this sort of stuff. Yet another Columbine bar. Like with a lot of these battles, there's not too much to say about the content. I just thought it was interesting to bring it to the forefront, make people aware of these battles. This is A-Hat's most viewed battle. I think A-Hat were notorious actually for buying views, so maybe this is the subject of that, but I don't think so. I think it makes sense that this sort of transcended it. It's not the most brilliant thing I've ever seen, but it's a viral battle, and that brings us to the end really of this list. So I want to urge people again in the comments, please let us know what are some ones we've missed. I'm sure there are some huge ones we've missed, so definitely let us know. Please follow the show at Battle Resume, get in touch with me on the email battleresume@gmail.com. Support us on Patreon. iTunes is the best thing. Please leave us a review on iTunes. If you enjoy the show, if you like listening to the show, all I'm asking is leave us a review, preferably 5 stars on iTunes, but if it's 1 star, that's fine as well. Will, how do people get at you? Your Twitter, that sort of stuff?
I'm pretty much I don't know why anyone would want to based off this, but pretty much everything I'm just at the Will Ross, so quite easy to find. Get me on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn.
There you go.
I'm pretty much the same on everything, so
awesome.
Just at the Will Ross.
Awesome, man. And what's your favourite viral video, non-battle rap? Is there any that spring to mind for you? Tough question on the spot. Tough question.
Yeah, you didn't let me prep for that one, did you? Favourite viral videos.
I'll throw one out there because I'm asking myself this because I'm trying to think of one. Do you remember that one where it was like the frog and it's like licking the iPhone when it thinks it's like got flies on it? Do you remember that one? It's like the app thing.
Yeah, I think I know which one you mean. Yeah. You know what? Do you remember the End of the World video?
End of the
I think
World?
it was.
No.
It was like, here we are in, and it goes. I can't remember what happens in it. It was on Weeble stuff or something like that, which I think was when I first got the internet, first got a computer, was one of the first. It's the same website where like Badger Mushroom and all that came from. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah, End of the World. That was quite. I've not watched it in about 10 years, so it's probably not as funny as I remember in it.
Right.
But that was the first one that sprung to mind. I've just popped on my YouTube to try and have a look at my recent watch, but it's pretty much all battle rap related, apart from one video which is Theories of Rick and Morty Series 4, so
there we
that's
go.
Pretty much an insight into how interesting my life is at the minute. But
well, thank you everyone for listening. Let us know. I keep saying let us know about these viral videos, but I am interested because I do find it very intriguing, these things that escape the remit of us mega fans and become more giant than we could ever believe. But Will, thanks again, man. This has been great to have you on the show, bro.
No worries, good to be on, mate. Thanks a lot.